Okay, today we're going to be learning the quadratic formula. Now what its use is to solve quadratic equations. So if you look at this one right here, I ask you what the roots are, what you generally do is say, okay, it's set equal to 0 already. So now that it's set equal to 0, I have to factor. And this would be a guess and check problem. And you would be looking at, okay, 3x and x, 1 and 1. No matter what I do, 4x, or if I change the signs, negative 4x, or even negative 2x, or positive, none of these things will ever add up to 7. So what this says, this cannot be factored. So when something cannot be factored, we use the quadratic formula. So this is the quadratic formula. This is what you're looking at. It looks nasty, but it's actually not that bad. What you have to do is you have to look at it. You have to find your A, B, and C. And you have a flow chart. I have a slightly different video right here than you have, so sorry. But so what you're looking at is you put the equation in standard form, which is the one that we have up there, which is 3x squared minus 7x minus 1. It is in standard form. So if you look at it, this is A. So A is 3. This is B right here. B is negative 7 and C is negative 1. So what you do is you get those three, you plug it into this formula, and you solve. Okay, that's it. So let's finish this one. I can do this. So you should have the quadratic formula sitting right in front of you while I do this. I know it by heart because, you know, I'm a math teacher. So x equals, and you plug this is b. So x equals negative b. So all that means is negative b, excuse me, here we go, let's do this. Here it says negative b, and here it's already negative. So when we plug it in, it changes its sign. So that's what the negative here means. The negative here means change the sign of b. So here b is negative, so what I put here is positive. Right? The plus or minus, now we're going to talk about that. Plus or minus is just a shorthand way of saying there are two answers. You know, whenever we solve these quadratics with squareds, there's always two answers. When there's two answers, you know, there's twice as much work. And when we put the plus or minus, it basically means I'm doing the work once, but I'm going to get two answers at the same time. Okay, and then it's b squared. Now, anytime you square anything, it's always positive. So I suggest you just square b and put it there. Minus 4a. A is 3. See, b is negative 1. All over 2a. Okay, so then you continue and you simply do the math. So you do the math in 3 separate places. Well, just 2 really. This one's already done. It's just 7. You do the math here. You do not put the radical in your calculator. I know you don't have a calculator right at this moment, but you do not put the radical in. Just put what's underneath the radical, and then you figure out what this is. So the only math that has any real difficulty to it is the thing under the radical. Okay, so when I figure this out, this is 61. All right, if I could reduce 61, I would, but we don't have to today, right now. We'll do more in class where we have to reduce them. So the answer is simply x equals 7 plus radical 61 over 6, and x equals 7 minus radical 61 over 6. Okay, so that's what the plus or minus means. It means we actually have two answers, and that's it. Have a good weekend.